Yo, what's up, guys, and welcome back to our Canucks GM mode. So, in last episode, we took on the Anaheim Ducks in round number 1, and we managed to defeat them in 7 games despite being down 3-1 and battling back after that. So, I'll show you guys what happened exactly with the series. So, game number 1, we lost in overtime 2-1, but we answered back with a nice 4-1 victory. But then going into Anaheim, Anaheim decided to flourish on home ice and won games 5-2 and 5-3. So we fell down 3-1, but then Thatcher Demko and our defense stood on our head going into game number 5, and we managed to win game number 5 2-1 in regulation, followed by 2 more 2-1 victories in overtime to win this series in 7 games. Ruslan Nazarov had the series clinching goal, which was the biggest goal of his career, and it sends us to round number 2 against the Oilers, who swept the first round against whoever it was. I don't think I checked. It was either against the Flames, the Ducks, or the Stars, but anyways, now we play the Oilers, who finished 46-28-8 in the regular season. If we win this series, we'll be up against either Colorado or St. Louis in the Western Conference Finals. So let's see if we could get back to that Western Conference Finals and maybe on to that Stanley Cup Finals for back-to-back seasons. So, without further ado, game number 1 here on home ice. First period, and the Oilers have the first goal. So Ryan Nugent-Hopkins beats Thatcher Demko, and we're down 1-0 after the first period. Shots are 9-7, but we're still in this. There's still loads of time to get another goal. So second period, and an offensive explosion from us. Connor McDavid makes it 2-0 Oilers. But then Nolan Patrick making it 2-1 to pull us within 1. And then like a minute and a second later, Shea Theodore ties the game up at 2. And then with 5:55 left in the second period, Kirby Reichel makes it 3 unanswered goals and gives us the lead headed into the third. Can we lock it down and get maybe some insurance? Power play for the Oilers, and we kill it off. Good job. And another penalty kill, and we kill it off again. We're being outshot still. Power play for us, and we don't score, but there's a goal. Kevin Fiala makes it 4-2. Good first game so far. And Nazarov, the hero from last year's, makes it 5-2, and your Vancouver Canucks are going to take game number 1 by a score of 5-2 final. Let's take a look at the stats. So Nolan Patrick from Zach and Ulivi, Theodore from Scheifele and Reichel from Alblin and Stetcher, Fiala from Horvat and Liljegren, and Nazarov from Mutri and Theodore. So great first game, 5 goals, and yeah, we're 3 games away from the Western Conference Finals. Kirby Reichel with 2 points gets first star, Theodore gets second star with 2 points, and Thatcher Demko with 27 saves gets third star. So let's see if that could continue on to game number 2. But even if we win the first 2 games, we're not out of the woods yet. We have to win at least one of the games in Edmonton, because Edmonton could still storm back with 2 wins on their home ice. So we're not going to change anything for game number 2. So game number 2, still on home ice. Let's see if we could get it done again. First period, and our offense manages to get 2 goals in the first period this time. So Nolan Patrick with his second of the series. Shushko ties the game back up, but then like a minute later, Mark Scheifele gives us the lead right back. We're out shooting them 12-6. Second period, and we have a 3-1 lead. Nolan Patrick with another goal, and we have a huge lead going into the third. Can we get another insurance marker though? Because 2 goals might not be enough against these Oilers, especially with Connor McDavid. And lock it down, Demko, like you did for the last 3 games of this Duck series in round number 1. Penalty kill, and we kill it off. Good job, boys. Time winding down. Are we going to take it? Looks like we're going to. Yes, we are. Shea Theodore gets the empty netter, and your Vancouver Canucks with another nice blowout win, 4-1, are 2 games away from the Western Conference Finals. So Nolan Patrick from Liljegren and Zaka, Scheifele from Liljegren and Alblin, Patrick from Zaka and Samuelson, and Theodore from Zaka. So Zaka with 3 assists in those games, and Liljegren with 2 assists. So Nolan Patrick getting first star, Zacha's second star, and Demko once again getting third star honors. So Thatcher Demko has really picked it up in the last few games. As you can see with those last 3 games of the Duck series, he won 2-1 in each of those, and then 5-2 win in game number 1, and then a 4-1 victory in game number 2. So will he continue his hot streak going into Edmonton? We'll check after the player morale to deal with. So who do we have? So Fiala, what do you got to say? He likes that his ex's ice time calming, and he appreciates it. And I think Reichel liked calming as well. Yes, he does. Okay, good. So we're keeping everybody happy on the team, which is a must. Okay, so game number 3. Can we take a 3-0 stranglehold on the Edmonton Oilers, or will the Oilers claw back to a 1-game series? First period, and they have the lead. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, just like game number 1, gets the opening goal. Second period, and we answer right back with 3 unanswered goals in that second period. And once again, we have a 2-goal lead going into the third. Ulevi ties the game up, and then Zacha giving us a 2-1 lead, and then Owen Tippett giving some insurance late. So once again, can we lock it down here in the third period, just like we did last game? Maybe get another insurance marker as well at the same time. Last 10 minutes of the game. Last 5 minutes now, and we're still having that 2-goal advantage, and looks like your Vancouver Canucks are going to take a commanding 3-0 series lead on the Edmonton Oilers as Shea Theodore with another empty netter just like last game, and then it's another 4-1 victory. So once again, Thatcher Demko has just been playing great. So Shea Theodore gets first star with 2 points, Demko gets second star this time with 21 saves, and Zacha gets third star with a goal. So Zacha and Demko have been definitely the MVPs of the series so far. So that's now 6 wins in a row for your Vancouver Canucks, and will it be 7? Will we sweep the Oilers in front of their home crowd? This has been a really short episode so far, but if we could sweep them, it's worth it. So game 4, do you think we could sweep the Oilers? First period, and we got the lead. Henrik Samuelsson, the former Oiler who we got for as part of the Jake Virtanen trade. So that's great to see him score against his former team in his former building. Second period, and we have a 4-1 lead. Holy crap. Wow, they're not playing good defensively, it seems like, but we're playing great defensively. Fiala makes it 2-0, and McDavid pulls his team within 1, but Kevin Fiala with another goal gives us a 3-1 lead, and then Zacha gives us a 4-1 lead. So, well, we have a 4-1 final just like the last 2 games. Well, we lock it down here in the third like we did the last 2 games as well. Demko's just been on fire. Will we win our 7th game in a row and head on to the Western Conference Finals for back-to-back seasons? It looks like we're going to, because I don't think they're going to score 3 goals this short apart. And yes, we're going to sweep the Edmonton Oilers in 4 games commandingly and head on to the Western Conference Finals. So Samuelsson from Patrick, Fiala from Horvat and Ulevi, Fiala from Stetcher and Patrick, and Zacha from Liljegren and Patrick. So Zacha and Patrick played good, Patrick played great that game. Zacha played good the entire series. So Fiala gets first star with 2 goals. Thatcher Demko second star with 28 saves. The MVP of that series for sure. And then Nolan Patrick with 3 assists gets third star. So we are on to the Western Conference Finals just like that in less than 10 minutes. Let's take a look at our player stats headed into the Western Conference Finals, and then we'll check who we're up against, which it looks like it was the Colorado Avalanche because they were up 3-0 in their series. So player stats for round number 2. So Liljegren's leading the way in points with 9 points, all assists, and then Fiala with 9 points, Zacha also with 9 points, Samuelsson with 8, Patrick with 8, and then everybody else is 6 and below. But still, everybody's putting up numbers except for Janus, it seems like. Goaltending wise, Thatcher Demko 1.69 goals against average, 8-2-0, and a 941 save percentage. So Demko's looking to repeat Stanley Cups as a 29-year-old. So that is that. Let's now see who we are up against in the Western Conference Finals. For the first time, it's not going to be the Dallas Stars because we normally play Dallas when we go to the conference finals. But this time it's going to be, let's see, Oh wow, St. Louis has won 2 in a row. Will they force a Game 7? Yes, they will. Holy crap. St. Louis came back from a 3-0 deficit to force a Game 7. Will they win it, though? If we have to play St. Louis after all that, that's crazy. And yes, we do. Wow, St. Louis comes back from a 3-0 improbable deficit and goes on to the Western Conference Finals against us. So this is the first time I think we've ever had to play them. In the East, you got Florida and Carolina, which is kind of interesting. Let's take a look at what the St. Louis Blues lines look like before we end this episode. So on paper, we have the same offense, the same defense, but we have better goaltending. So technically, we should be able to beat them, but you never know because Tarasenko is a stud. He's probably like a 97 overall by now. So let's take a look at their lines for round number 3. So Jaden Shorts, Sidney Crosby. Interesting. I didn't realize he was over there. So Sidney Crosby, Jaden Shorts, and Vladimir Tarasenko, 96. Yeah, that's really nice. Sniper, playmaker, sniper. That line's probably really deadly. Then you got Nail Yakupov, 86. Jarrett Anderson Dolan, 83. That's a little weak. And Robbie Fabry, 87. Then you got Thomas Tatar, 85. Jordan Kyrou, 85. And Riley Sutter, 81. So these two are pretty good, but this guy's weak, and same with Anderson Dolan. And then the fourth line is all weak. Ed Richter, 78. Greg Mireles, 78. And Jason Card, 74. Defensively, though, this is probably where they're strong. Okay, not really. Pietrangelo, 88, so he's dropping off. Parayko, 86. Cal Foote, 84. Kevin Shattenkirk, 85. He's also dropping. Mackenzie Weegar, 81, and Roland McCowan, 81. He was actually with us last season as a depth guy. That's kind of funny. He only put up 7 points with them during the regular season. And in goal, they probably still have Jake Allen. Yep. So Evan Fitzpatrick is their starter, 85, and Jake Allen is back up as an 84. Scratch, they have Joe Morrow, 80 overall, and Ethan Cap, 78 overall. So this team is not scary really at all. I think we should be able to beat them, but you never know how they simulate. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Canucks GM Mode. So in next episode, we are going to take on the St. Louis Blues and hopefully get back to that Stanley Cup Finals. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.